Hey folks, well last night was the top 4 singing rock and roll music with Slash as the mentor. They didn't have a dress rehearsal. Apparently the set was falling apart. From what I read online, the stage manager took a 20-foot tumble down a flight of stairs and had to be carried out on a stretcher, so I hope she's okay, but they said that she was smiling as she left, so that's a good sign. But I'm assuming that it was Ryan Seacrest's staircase that he comes out on every week. Every time I see that staircase, I think, well, that's just an accident waiting to happen. It's got no handrails or anything else. So if you start to fall, there's really no way to catch yourself. But anyway, the first person out was Adam Lambert. He sang Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. Adam said that this is his favorite of all the theme weeks, and he wanted to go out there and kill it, and he pretty much did. I thought it was a really good song choice for him. I'm not a really huge fan of Adam's screaming and screeching, but it goes pretty good with rock and roll, so I thought it was good for him. He's got that Axl Rose-ish type style to him a little bit. Randy said, "You're a rock star tonight." Kara said, "You're a rock god," and then she went on in this, she started going crazy. I thought she was losing her mind. I mean, it was as if she had just walked out of the insane asylum and sat down at the judge's table. And she started going on and shouting, and Simon said, "Kara?" I mean, she made Paula Abdul look normal. Paula said, "You're a whole lot of perfect," and Simon said, "Nobody can top that now." Next was Allison. She sang Cry Baby. She got her hair did by Adam Lambert's hairstylist. I thought it looked pretty good, but not much different than it usually does, but it was okay. Allison loved it, though. I thought her performance was just okay. Once again, I couldn't hardly understand a damn thing she was saying, and the end I thought was pretty much a mess. Randy said, "You can sing your face off, but I didn't love this." Kara said, "I see your personality in your performances," basically telling her she's only got a personality when she's on stage. Paula said, "If they ever do a biopic on Janis Joplin, you've got the role." Simon said it was a sound-alike. Allison got a little sassy with Simon, though. She started talking back to him. She said, "You're always saying I don't talk enough, so maybe I should just talk a lot." No, I think the problem is when you talk a lot, because sometimes you act pretty loopy, Allison. Sometimes. Next was a duet with Danny and Kris. They sang Renegade. I think this duet thing is very stupid. If it were on results night, I think it would be okay. But to be judged, having to sing with each other, to put Kris and Danny together, I thought it was just stupid. Danny, when he ended the song, I thought he was trying to overpower Kris with his vocal acrobats, and so I hated it. I thought the singing was okay; they sounded pretty good together, but I hate that to put them together like that. I just hate that. Randy loved the harmonies. Kara said it was united and strong. Paula said it was powerful and compelling, and Simon said Danny was better than Kris, and I don't agree with that. And next was Kris Allen singing The Beatles' Come Together. Kris said that during rehearsals, looking over and seeing Slash almost made him want to pee his pants. Well, it's a good thing he didn't. I thought it was a perfect song choice for him. A Beatles song is really good for Kris because he's not really rock. And so I thought the song choice was great. I thought he sang it okay. There were a few little pitchy spots in there, but overall I thought it was pretty good. And I love that song, and I'm not really a big Beatles fan, so that was pretty good. I thought the end was lacking a little bit. I was waiting for something big to happen, and it never did quite happen. Randy said he liked it coming from someone that's not a rock guy. Kara said it was not a great performance and that he was trying too hard. Paula said you need a little bit more energy, but you were deserving on that stage. And Simon said it was like eating ice for lunch. Kris looked upset, though. I felt bad for him because it seems like they tried to stack the show against him last night. They just threw him under the bus. Put him right in the middle of the show, had him singing a duet with Danny Gokey, and doing 2 songs back to back. This show was obviously geared toward Adam Lambert last night. He was both first and last. And he got to do that duet with Allison. I thought they should have paired him up before. That's why I say I don't like the duet thing. I think it's stupid. So I will be surprised if Kris Allen does not go home tomorrow night. And I really don't want him to. The person that should go home is Danny Gokey, who was up next singing Dream On by Aerosmith. I don't think there are any words to really describe it. It was one of the strangest things I've ever watched, seriously. It was different. It wasn't the same typical Danny Gokey performance, but I don't mean that in a good way. I think it was the dumbest song choice ever. He could have found a different song that would have been more fitting of him, but I thought it was a disaster. Adam could have pulled off an Aerosmith song, not Danny Gokey. I laughed every time he said true, though. He said, true. The way he said it, I thought that was pretty funny. But the end, Simon was right. It was like something from a horror movie. That scream he did at the end, it was hilarious. I laughed so hard I cried. Have you all seen that video, though, that's up now of a cat, like in a kennel or something, and the cat is hissing and screaming, and to Danny Gokey's sound? That video is going to go viral. It was hilarious. I'll put a link to it over here, but I thought it was hilarious. My uncle said that it sounded like the screeching offspring of Sigourney Weaver ripping itself out of her, and I have to agree with that. Danny clapped again for himself. And the judges seemed to give him a free pass on this, but what I thought was horrible. Randy gave him an A+ for effort. Kara said he took the swagger too far, and she would have rather see him do some early Aerosmith, like Crying or Crazy. What planet are you on, Kara Diaguardi? Crying and Crazy are not early Aerosmith. She acts like those were their first songs. Actually, I think those were their last hits. They've had a couple of hits since then, but not much. Paula said, how many of you are Danny Gokey fans? And Simon said the last note was like something from a horror movie. And I thought something had fallen on him, though, since the set was falling apart. I thought maybe something had fallen on him and he was screaming in pain. That scream couldn't have been any more excruciating if Jack the Ripper had come up there and started slicing Danny into pieces. It was really that bad. Danny said he'd have to watch it back, but he didn't think it was that bad. It was one of the worst performances in the history of the show. That scream is going to be remembered for years. Like I said, I think it's going to go viral. And last of the night was Adam and Allison's duet. I thought they were great together. The producers really want those two in the finale. It's pretty obvious. Randy said, you guys are two seasoned rock stars. Kara said, rock god and rock goddess. Paula said it's like the perfect marriage. And Simon said Adam may have given Allison a chance to stay in the competition. So tomorrow night we have Kris Daughtry, no doubt, and Paula Abdul performing. I wonder if she's going to perform live. I really doubt it. But did you all read online? Paula has finally admitted to being an addict. She admitted, I read it, the New York Post. I read it on somebody's blog that it was in the New York Post, that it was in the Ladies' Home Journal, here and there. But apparently she said she had a 12-year-long addiction to painkillers that were 80 times more potent than morphine. I mean, she took so much junk, it would knock an elephant on its ass. Probably kill an elephant. But good for Paula for finally admitting it, and she proclaims to have been clean since Thanksgiving. So that's good for her. And she does seem to be a little bit more lucid this season. She's still loopy, but nothing like she used to be. Actually, Kara's the one that's getting on my nerves this season. When Kara first started, I really liked her, and now I think she's just getting weirder than Paula, and I don't really like her anymore. I think she's just taking up too much time, and she just goes on and on and on. It's like she doesn't know when to stop, or neither do I. So, I'll see you folks tomorrow night. Bye.